Hello there, everyone. It's been a while. Well, not for you, probably not, because that last podcast came out about a week, 2 weeks ago. But yeah, there was a nice big 6-month gap. But welcome to the Perfect Sunday podcast. And I would like to ask the usuals that we have on this podcast, Luke, Harry, and Charlie, what's your perfect Sunday?
My perfect Sunday. Well, my perfect Sunday is probably just playing games, to be fair.
Okay, so it's the same as the last time I asked you that question, pretty much.
Well, I haven't really changed that much, to be fair.
No.
It wasn't that long ago.
I have to say, personally, my perfect Sunday would be not being locked in the house with a virus rampage in the world outside.
I'd have to go with that one and all.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the better answer.
Yeah. So, just let's cut to the chase. COVID-19. Just for a bit of context, I just put some podcast notes up and I spelt it as COVID-19. So COVID, not COVID. So I think that's how I've been spelling it the whole time because I'm an idiot. I'm definitely, obviously, dyslexic in some form. So
have you genuinely been spelling COVID the whole time as COVID?
It looks like it, yeah. Because I've only just noticed.
Mate, Jeremy Clarkson must just live in your brain. The COVID-19 sounds like a race car.
Oh my god. Well, gentlemen, so COVID-19, coronavirus, sucks, right? I mean, I obviously know how everyone's been doing, but please tell the 10 viewers how you've all been doing.
Am I starting again? Okay. It's kind of fun. Oh, let's say fun. It's boring as hell. It's inconvenient, and my kids are driving me crazy.
The first few weeks were alright.
Yeah, first few weeks we were like, oh yes, working from home, just playing games all the time. Well, obviously I worked, but
After work.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? Or on my lunch break and stuff. But like, you just be like, you're at home, you're chilling, you can do what you want, don't have to worry about having a shower all the time. Like every morning, you can have it whenever you want, sort of thing. But now it's just kind of a bit boring. Like I kind of want to go out now, and I'm a bit of a hermit, as you all know. I just like to play games all day. But I just want to go out now, do something, take my kids out somewhere, like go to like Lake Sound around the corner or something.
Yeah. I've been told that I might have to work from home till the end of the year, so that could be fun.
Yeah, but I suppose.
But then once lockdown's out, we can do work and then go out.
Yeah, exactly. I think by the sounds of where I work, it'll be at least a couple of days a week. You'll still be working from home almost. But we'll see. I'll have to see what happens, I guess.
I mean, I have a... Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, I suppose yours has not really changed that much.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't really know what you guys are talking about. Life's really carried on as normal for me.
Being a doctor and all.
Oh, no. I just I go to work, crack on. Hey, look at that CT. Oh, there's something a bit odd with those lungs. Oh, and another one. And another one.
Cool, blimey.
Oh, boy.
Oh
boy.
God.
Oh, no. Yeah, so, walking around looking like a plague doctor all the time isn't the most fun. Gets a bit hot.
It's a bit hot with that mask on. It must be pretty damn hot.
Yeah. The lighter stuff you don't notice after a while, but as soon as you put on the heavy duty stuff, you're just a bit like, okay, I'm ready for this to be over now. It's like, you've only been wearing it for 5 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for it to be over now. That's all right. It's quieting down a lot, but I imagine it's going to start picking up again.
Yes.
Do you think there'd definitely be a second peak? Well, if there is going to be a second peak, probably, but do you think it'd be as bad as what the first one was?
To be fair, I don't know about London and the big cities because I'm not there seeing what the situation is. From what I've heard, like, I don't think it would be as bad because, like, we didn't have any interventions in place before. I think really outside of cities, we've done quite well as a country. Like, we've been well in Medway. We've been well below the peak we predicted. And it's just going to be a matter of seeing how we do. What we really need is good contact tracing. If we had a really good contact tracing system, pretty much go back to normal otherwise. But that's not set up yet.
Well, that's
We'll
that
see how
app,
we
isn't
do.
it, that they're working on?
Yeah.
It's not just the app. It's you need people. The app is one thing because it kind of catches a few people, but good contact tracing is having good testing to know who's had it, who's having it at the minute, and having a group of people that can sit down and say, okay, this person's got it. They've been in contact with these people. I'm going to contact them all, tell them to stay at home for 14 days, and then we'll nip the virus in the bud. It can't spread then.
Mm.
And the whole point of going into lockdown is to get the case numbers so low that you can do contact tracing practically. So once it's established, theoretically, we could just come out of all of this and just see how we go. And from the 1st of June, we've got 10,000 people trained as contact tracers, ready to contact trace 25,000 people a day.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, which will be pretty good going. And basically, I think lockdown and coming out of it will just be based on how effective that is. Obviously, we haven't had months without a virus ongoing to test it and make sure it's properly done.
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty much because none of the governments, pretty much almost anywhere in the world, were prepared for this.
Yeah, no, that's... Yeah. Yeah. That's...
Anyway, I've got to watch out for a waffle button that Bradley will press if I go on too much, so quiet him down.
We should actually get a waffle button. Oh my god, I can't
It should
talk
just make
today.
a noise. It should just be a button he presses to make a noise. It just like tells everyone they're off and off.
The sensor sound from episode 1.
Yeah, but I thought that's gonna be our sensor sound, isn't it?
Yeah, I lost it. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Harry's gonna have to reenact it in this episode.
I can't force it. It's got to be natural.
Harry, when you feel the time's right,
just pop it out.
just
In the middle of someone talking.
just
think.
Oh, gone.
Just think of that baby T-Rex from Jurassic Park 2, Harry, and try and channel that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get you. I might have to get in the car for that then. It only seems to be a car thing.
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
Well,
I want to do the Voldemort laugh.
Yeah.
yeah. Harry Potter is dead. Right. Okay. So quickly before we move on, just quickly share my own personal experience with COVID. Jesus Christ. I swear I'm dyslexic. Right. It's been. Do you know what? I've not actually. It's not been as bad as I thought. It's like I was already an introvert or something. So it just made it a lot easier. But yeah, I am really looking forward to getting back out in the world and hopefully going back to uni in October. That would be nice as well to get back out. Obviously, the world's not going to be fixed anytime soon, but at least now we're showing signs of going back that way. But most of my time's just been spent doing uni work most of the time. At the beginning, I was in half terms, so those were just 4 weeks of sweating Disney Plus and playing a lot of games. So hopefully, I would like to return to playing a lot of games very shortly, as I'm nearing the end of term now. But that's been my lockdown.
Pretty much similar.
Yeah. Well, I get very annoyed at my internet, but I'm getting new internet this week, so you'll know. We'll see.
I don't think you're the one who should be talking about internet here, Luke. I think.
Yeah, but at least I can do something about it with mine.
I think Charlie over there might have a thing to say about internet.
Although he's pretty clear today.
Yeah, all of a
That's
sudden.
because I'm using mobile data.
Oh, what a legend! He's sacrificing his data for us.
To be fair, I've got a good amount of it at the moment. I just have no control over my. I could buy my own Wi-Fi. I don't know how that would work though.
Well,
I
if
don't-
you it might not work if they've already got a line in. Like you'd have to have a separate line in if you're going to pay for an internet, unless you literally just found out whoever had the internet and just spoke about changing it. But we'll see.
I'll just leave it to my letting agent, and they won't get anything done. I'll just suck it up.
Yeah, that's about right.
Just can't be bothered.
Hmm. Oh well.
Oh well.
So let's talk about a relevant topic. Well, I know COVID is relevant, but something that's happening this week is the unfortunately named individual Dominic Cummings, which I can never say that with a straight face.
I don't know how anyone ever does. He must
yeah.
have got ripped at school, mate.
Yeah, I know. That's just not a. I've seen a lot of hashtags on Twitter called Cumgate.
Oh my god!
And that's the movement to get him sacked. But we're all aware of what's going on with this dude, right? He's the PM Special Advisor.
Sorry, what's this about again?
Mr. Cummings.
No. What happened?
Oh, it's basically just one guy that like tells the country not to go out and then fucking goes out.
Oh right, that sounds about right.
Swearing hero.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, though, when he did get to his parents, they were like, "What do you think you're doing coming over here?"
Boom, boom.
Oh jeez. So yeah, out of all of the the people that live in this country, everyone's going off on one because this dude's decided to take his son and wife 500 miles away when pretty much the whole country's been doing that anyway. So, I mean, all these hypocrites. I'm not trying to anger anyone, but there's a lot of people who have been breaking rules since day one, and now they're getting on his back. I mean, to be fair though, he shouldn't have done it in the first place, and I think his approach and the PM's response to it have not been great. The fact that, regardless of whether he was right or wrong, obviously I think he shouldn't have gone out, he shouldn't have broke the rules. He did break the rules in some capacity. He should have just admitted he was wrong. He thought he was doing the best for his family and just apologised. But being a typical Tory, he is not taking any accountability for his for his actions. And he held a press conference today in the back garden of Number 10. It was very nice scenery. He wore a very nice white shirt, so obviously he meant business. But he was trying to go for the casual look as well. Like he didn't want the whole seriousness of the actual daily press conferences.
What is this Vogue magazine? Why are you talking about what he was wearing? It's not the red carpet.
I don't know. I'm just adding a bit of spice to the conversation.
He's trying to set the scene there.
I'm trying to set the
It's
scene.
just like, so people know what he's talking about.
And the thing is, a lot of people who listen to this podcast might not be from the UK, so I've got to paint a pretty picture. He's a bald guy, and his surname's Cummings. So, he held a press conference. He held a 1-2 minute statement about what happened. He could just recorded the video. I don't know why you have to do all this stupid setup, but he could just put it in an email. He did that, and he was taking questions off the public, and the public or the media were like, "So you broke rules, right?" And he's just like, "Well, that depends on the person's view."
Well, I suppose in his sort of view is that he saw it as an essential thing to do because it was to do with childcare. So he said that he had to take him that far for childcare.
But the thing is, he actually did. They never got childcare. But what I can sympathise with him in a certain respect because their child, I believe their child's actually autistic, and
He got hospitalised as well, didn't he?
Yeah, I believe their child is obviously he's got special needs and stuff. So I can sympathise with that. He's a more vulnerable child, and precautions need to be taken place. But I just don't understand why he drove 500 miles, and then after on his way back from wherever he went, Durham, I think, he then took a trip. This is what came out in his statement. He then took a trip to a landmark in that area, sat there for 15 minutes, then got in the car and continued to drive back to London. His excuse for that was he was getting his eyes tested. He was testing his eyes. That's why he took a little mini trip before coming home.
Yeah, he shot himself in the foot straight away.
Yeah, that's just instantly No, we're not stupid.
Yeah, but he's given ammunition to the other side because now they can just turn that on him and be like, well, you shouldn't be driving if you've got poor eyesight, etc., etc.
Yeah,
Like, they could bring it away from the whole COVID thing. But at the end of the day, they're just going to use him as a scapegoat.
Oh yeah. But this is this actually happened like an hour ago. Boris came on the daily press conference again today, and all the media are asking him questions, and Boris is just basically, to sum it up, he's like, "Can we just move on from this now and forget about this?" Because I think there's more important things to worry about.
Well, that's true. Like, well, why is this? Okay, I understand why people are getting annoyed, but why does it fucking... There's so many people that break it every day. There's people I know that like going in each other's houses down my road, and like people that are, like, go to the pub nearby that's closed because it has some chairs outside, go into the local Tesco's and buy beer and sit there drinking beer with their friends right next to them as if they're in a bar. It's like, okay, there's all these people, but just because he's made the law up doesn't mean that he's not going to, like... There's people who've made all other laws and probably broken them. It doesn't matter.
I understand though where people are coming from though, because it can't be one rule for them and one rule for us. I understand.
Yeah.
But no. I just feel like I understand. Like everyone's got a right to be mad about it, but then I also feel like it's getting blown out of proportion, and it's not like he literally is doing what half the population is doing and going to a seaside like Brighton or Southend. You know, being around them big crowds, and like, I mean, I've even had neighbours that have broken the rules, and I just think at the end of the day, he was obviously looking out for his son, and I'm not 100% defending him, but I suppose if you're in that position, any father would do that.
It swings both ways, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The sort of thing that I always think as well is that, like, we're not... It's like if someone commits any other crime, breaks any other law, it's none of our business because we're not a judge, part of a jury or whatever. So it's not our issues anyway. Mm-hmm. So it's up to his superiors to deal with that, and not up to us. So we shouldn't even be getting involved. No one should be saying anything. I know there's a free movement of speech, but you can't, like, it doesn't mean anything. They should just accept whatever superiors have said and just move on, just like we do with everyone else that gets wrongly accused or not accused or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just this ain't gonna go away, and it's gonna get dragged on for a while. I think the fact that so many people have died is a more concerning point.
Yeah,
and worrying about the PM's advisor, where he's just one person. I just think I understand people were mad to begin with. I understand, that's fine, but no, he ain't gonna get sacked. Boris ain't sacking him. He's made that quite clear. I think probably the best decision he could have made at the beginning was either apologise or obviously resigned. But they kind of dug themselves a bit of a hole. But that's not... I don't see why that's our problem to worry about. As long as, the government's still doing their job, then we all know they're they're liars, and we all know what the government's like. No government is ever 100% transparent. They've all got secrets. So...
Always.
Yeah. There's no transparency. We should all... That's just common sense to understand that, I think. You should never 100% trust the government. So, just move on from it. Yeah, looking at you, Sky News, just move on from it. Stop filling my feed with it. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop posting videos like Dominic, Cumdrop walked out his front door this morning and put his bin out. And can I just say as well, all these news reporters, attacking him. Well, not attacking him, but crowding around his house at all times of the day, saying that he's obviously breaking rules. Can I just mention these journalists are all not standing 2 meters apart, so they're all hypocrites as well.
Yep. Well, yeah, but that's just people in general. It's just so frustrating. Like, you have these 2 meters and you're trying to do it. Like, say if there's people I know that go to work on the train where I work rather than driving in, and they say you go on the train, there's no one in the carriage, and yet they'll sit down and someone else will go sit right next to them, and you're like, what are you doing? It's 2 meters apart. It's like, oh, you can't tell me where to sit, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's just people in general. People don't understand, or just don't pay attention, or they just don't care.
Oh yeah.
So they
what's,
think, oh, I'm going to survive it, so I don't care what happens to someone else.
what's everybody else's view on Mr. Cummings?
I don't know. It's just, to be fair, like personally, I'm not really bothered by it all. Like, yeah, he's done wrong, but he believes he had a valid reason. The whole thing about him driving because of his eyesight and all that is that's rubbish. But
Oh yeah, he's trying to cover his arse, but failing
yeah,
horrendously.
yeah.
Just be honest and just admit you was wrong. I think that's the best approach.
The best thing he could have just done is just swallow it, come out and say that he's sorry for what he's done, blah blah blah, and like crack on.
Yep, pretty much.
That made me laugh there because I thought you were going to be like, best thing he could have done was come out and just say, I'm a politician, I'm going to do what I like.
By the way, you don't think we're going to get demonetised because like of me saying the word Cummings, because it does sound an awful lot like cum. So I mean,
I think we're going to get demonetised on you saying COVID.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Sorry guys, you ain't going to be able to pay your rent this month.
Wait, you guys are getting paid for this?
Oh no!
No.
Sponsored by G Fuel.
Oh, and what a beautiful segue.
I'm just gonna. I just feel like I'm like got a Sneak thing right next to me. I could just be like sponsored by Sneak in the next episode.
Well, I think that was a really good transition, Harry, into
I tried.
something else I want to talk about. Something a bit less political is the Keemstar. Well, I say Keemstar versus H3. My God, this has been exploding massively.
Are you saying, Bradley, that we should get right into the news?
Don't be a gnome.
Oh,
Oh, jeez, that was shots fired.
Do
Oh,
you know what? I feel like I might just go and attack Keemstar.
oh.
I might, any publicity is good publicity, right? Might just
well, there's so many people doing it. I don't think you can get much publicity about it, mate.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's received a lot of rude DMs on Twitter for the past 6
Well,
years. I don't think my one's going to make a difference.
Rude DMs? Rude DMs? What do you think this is, a 17th century slapping match? Dearest sir, you are a dick. Regards, Mr. O'Neill.
That's the best.
Docs me.
Regards.
He doesn't like you.
You should just be like, don't even put your actual
I
name. Just be
don't
like,
like you either.
regards S1996. So it's kind of like you can guess who it is, but you don't know it actually is him.
But then my Twitter handle was actually visible on the message. And then
I'll just make another account, mate.
But
Called S1996.
what this seems to be like the YouTube match of the year. We get like a bit of YouTube drama every year, big one. This seems to be the big thing. Whose side are we all on?
I would just like to say that before we start going on about like that, Keemstar's always causing drama, and that's the whole point of his channel.
His channel's actually called Drama Alert.
It's called Drama Alert, but the drama is him beating on other people, beating down on them. So it's the only reason why it's got so big is because H3 and everybody loves him. So, and on that note, I'm definitely on H3's side because whoever's on Keemstar's side is usually like a 12-year-old little kid doesn't know what they're talking about. Anyway.
Gentlemen?
Well, I've only just recently caught up with all the like shindigs. I've been sort of living under the rock for the last week, but I don't know. When I initially watched the video, I was like, "Oh my God, Keemstar's a knob."
I'm so glad you said knob.
Yeah, I still think that, but
not another word.
Again, I think it's another argument for both sides, but I don't know. Ethan's clever with what he's done. He's like, especially the follow-up video he had, and he had all the footage held back and things like that. So he knew Keemstar was going to come out and retaliate.
Yeah.
And Ethan was just his goal was to kill him in the second one. But that's the impression I get from Ethan is he's not looking to call Keemstar out. He's looking to finish Keemstar off. Like he wants him off YouTube.
Yeah, he is a poison. But
yeah,
just on the other hand, what I've been seeing a lot of criticism when it comes to Ethan is we all know about the YouTuber Etika, right?
Yeah.
He obviously, he committed suicide last year, and he would like Etika was in. Well, he was in conversation with Keemstar, like they spoke. And whether
Yeah,
the
but-
relationship was good or bad, that's something we don't really hear two sides about that. But they're claiming that H3 obviously weaponised Etika's memory, or him as a person, even though he's not here no more, to just attack Keemstar.
Yeah.
You know, it's not very respectful to someone who's no longer with us. I mean, I can see that argument. I
don't see how that is an argument when Ethan never says it in his actual videos or even mentions Etika. It's only when Keemstar starts saying about it in the response video.
in his first video.
No, he said it in the original.
Yeah,
he said it in the first video.
But he doesn't say that, like... Okay.
No, he does. He literally shows a picture of Etika saying, "This is Etika."
I'm pretty sure I don't know if he directly says it, but he insinuates really heavily that Keemstar
killed him.
I think he doesn't say he killed him, but I think he shows a clip of Keemstar being like, well, if life is... He's talking to Etika like a week before he commits suicide. He's like, when he's in the middle of a bipolar, and he's just like, well, if life's so meaningless, why don't you just kill yourself? And it's like, it's a very stupid thing to say to someone who's clearly got mental health problems.
Keemstar has no regard for anyone that has mental health. He claims mental health is a weakness, and is an excuse, which I think is bollocks, because obviously people do suffer from mental health, and it is a very real thing. So,
there's all different forms of mental health, though, isn't there?
Yeah.
So you can be depressed and stuff, but the way that Keemstar acts towards people could be seen as another sort of mental health issue as well, because he's so aggressive.
Yeah,
I completely agree with Luke. I mean, Keemstar clearly has some kind of antisocial disorder. Mm-hmm. Even the definition of that is it just what he does and how he acts doesn't fit into the normal social norms that help someone to get on in society. You know, he presents himself almost like a sociopath on YouTube. Whether that's a character or whether that's actually what he's like, it's difficult to say. But I mean, this is the argument of, like, you know, when do your actions say who you are? You know, it's like Batman said, "It's not who I am. Underneath, but what I do that defines me." You know, as jokey as I'm being, you know, try and keep it a little light-hearted. That is true. You know, like he has gone out into the world and he's done these things and he's had an effect on people. And what I will say is I don't spend that much time on YouTube. I have watched the videos in the background while I was cooking. I haven't seen Keemstar's side of things. I haven't seen many views of the opinion, so I'm hesitant to give a judgment on it. But even the things that he showed, even when taken out of context, are still inappropriate to do. And, you know, it's like Luke saying, how does someone get to a stage where they think that's appropriate to act like that?
I'll just play devil's advocate, though, is that at the end of the first video, I think it was the first one, where Ethan was saying about what the effects that Keemstar's had on his mental health. Is it the first one or is it the second one?
First one, I believe.
The first one, okay. So Ethan said that, obviously, that Keemstar, he's had an effect, blah, 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 all that sort of thing. But this is an attack from Ethan. So Ethan knows full well that, obviously, Ethan's fans are going to now attack Keemstar. So Ethan hasn't thought about Keemstar's mental health and what he's now going to go through. Because, like, regardless who you are, you're still going to wake up in the morning, look through Twitter, look through Facebook, whatever, and see all these mean comments. It's going to have some effect on you regardless.
Of course, yeah.
So I think it's just one of those things. Like, it's I understand what Ethan's coming at, and I get the side of it, but it's just there's a way. Like, even if they both sat down in the same room and done like a podcast together or something, where they can both have a like backwards and forwards, if that makes sense.
But it's like the difficulty I think with that would be saying that would Keemstar be open to that kind of conversation based on the actions he's had in the past?
No.
And if the answer is no, then is there a way to protect everyone else and, you know, get him off without having an impact on his mental health? I mean, it's like.
Oh.
I think Charlie's lagged.
Yeah, I think he's lagged out.
Yeah, he's lagged. Or maybe the button actually works.
Just another note, though. I think the problem you have is that like you can't exactly go to YouTube as a company or the platform and show them evidence of how abusive he's being, or the fact that they should see him being that abusive. You would have thought that they would have like had something to say to Keemstar. But yeah, I don't know if you want to restate what you said, Charlie, because obviously you dropped off.
Where did I stop?
Just start again, mate.
Okay. I think I was saying something like, clearly, you know, Keemstar's not going to be one to just sit down and have that conversation and take it seriously. And then if we propose that Ethan's goal is to keep people on YouTube safe by removing the threat that is Keemstar, and you know he shows examples of where he's actually damaged, then is there a way to do it without protecting his mental health? Because it's the same argument as if you send someone to prison, that's going to have a profound impact on their mental health.
Yeah.
But do you need to do that to protect the people they'd otherwise hurt? And the answer is yes. And I think the challenge in a modern society is how do we do that while protecting everyone's mental health and making it better in the future? Which is why I posed the question, what creates something like Keemstar? And I think there's lots of things you could point to with that. With YouTube just fundamentally, and you know, trying to be competitive to get those views, you probably need to be as extreme as Keemstar. It's one strategy to be successful. So is YouTube the problem? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think there's lots of interesting questions that could come out of that probably go beyond the scope of what we could talk about today.
Yes. Just another point before we move on from this whole drama. I mean, personally, I'm on H3 side. Personally, I think Keemstar is just an arsehole. Completely. But this whole allegation thing where he wrongly accused quite an older streamer of being a paedophile. And I'm sure this was another big topic. I think his name's Tony. I believe his name is.
He's the RuneScape streamer, isn't he?
Yeah. He's such a nice guy. And obviously, because Keemstar got his information wrong, this was ages ago. He wrongly accused him of being a pedo, which is really bad. That's like the worst thing you can accuse someone of being. So, obviously, Keemstar managed to clear that up then, but unfortunately, that kind of thing has lasting damage. And now, Tony is from what I've watched, he seems like such a genuine person. Is now just getting haggled by people constantly calling him like a paedophile. You know, just really bad things. And you know, Tony's replied to Keemstar's tweets like a little while ago saying like, oh, you know, what you did still affects my life. And then Keemstar's just basically like, get over it. Like, stop coming at me with this problem. It's been sorted.
Apparently, Keemstar like offered him 20 grand or something, wasn't it, to sort of say sorry?
Yeah. He's just going to pay him to shut up. But now,
do we know if he took that money?
I think he did.
He didn't.
Oh, he didn't.
I don't think he did. No, I think he told shove it because that's why because I think H3 like got all his followers basically to like send him loads of love and stuff, and now he's getting loads of messages from people being like that, like just ignore them and stuff like that.
Yeah. He would have been silly to take it, really.
Because it's almost like you're admitting to it, even though you weren't.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? But now Tony is being dragged back into it again because of all this drama. Obviously, he's siding with H3. But Keemstar is still attacking this guy. And I saw this today on Twitter. Keemstar retweeted something where it shows this Tony apparently talking to an underage girl on Twitch. Now, these are screenshots from 2017. Now, I feel like, obviously, these could be doctored in some way. These could be all photoshopped. And if Keemstar's willing to go that far, then he's already signed his own death warrant at that point. You know, his career must be over after that. But, yeah, this has all come up. And now, Tony uploaded a video to YouTube, basically saying to Keemstar, if you want to keep throwing these false allegations at me, I'll gladly meet you in any car park in America and we can settle it there. Settle it like a man, kind of thing. So Keemstar is just... from what I've been seeing from the situation, Ethan is not 100% squeaky clean in this. 100% not. He's dug up dirt. He's got dirt. Ethan's got dirt on him as well. But Keemstar is just digging himself the biggest hole by just being the psycho that he is. So
you saying about the Photoshop stuff and all that as well.
Yeah.
That was the first thing that popped into my head when he was showing the texts from Etika's mum.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously we don't know if that's legit or whatever. He claims it is, but he never showed a date or a time at the bottom.
Yeah.
Like that was cut out, and he said obviously that was sent a couple of days or whatever after Etika's death.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I don't know. Would you show something like that, like as soon as you got it, or it's a bit of a private thing, isn't it?
Yeah. You don't share.
I know
it
he's
at all.
defended himself, but
You don't share it at all. He's just a scumbag.
But the way the text was worded, it was as if his mum had worded it so that everyone should see it.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. It just seems a bit fishy. I think if this was true, like the texts are real, I don't think Etika's mum really knew the extent of their relationship. Obviously, maybe she's not in the loop.
Yeah, but
Keemstar just fed lies, saying, "Oh, I was there for your son," and really he was just calling him weak, taking the mick out of him, saying he should jump off a bridge and all this. So, just going back to the point in H3, and obviously the main thing people are accusing him, like going to attacking Ethan about, is about obviously rebringing that Etika's legacy and tarnishing it. I think if you're trying to prove a point, I mean, I think it's a perfectly valid point to point it out about how Keemstar treated Etika.
Yeah.
Obviously, at the end of the day, it wasn't Keemstar's fault that Etika killed himself. That was it's not his fault. At the end of the day, you know, Etika obviously he had demons. He was very ill. It was a constant thing for a few months. Obviously, the guy needed help, and obviously, unfortunately, it was too late. But yeah, Keemstar. It all boils down to Keemstar's treatment of people with mental health, and it needs to change, and he will never change.
Yeah, he's also just like, there's one thing that I thought was strange was the whole, so like H3 sort of almost pointed out that he was the Keemstar was supported by G Fuel in his video, saying like, why would they support him, and why would he have like a partnership with them? So everyone obviously then actually just targeted G Fuel, just being like, why are you supporting this guy? So they dropped this contract. And then Keemstar came back saying, like, why have you done this? I've never seen anyone else do this on YouTube. Like, this is unprecedented. Like, don't worry, I'm going to come and get you as well, and threatened him. But the thing is, like 2 years before, a year before, Keemstar had actually been doing, like, basically a whole couple of videos targeting, like, groups of people that he thinks shouldn't be sponsored because he thinks that they're pedos or whatever.
Yeah.
He just loves to call people pedos. And I think it's because he may be a pedo. No, I'm not
Jesus.
saying that. the way he targets a lot of people saying that they're pedos, it's just a bit strange. To be like, there's like at least 3 or 4 people he said are pedos.
Oh yeah, no, he still continues. If someone angers him, he just calls them a pedo. That's just, or makes a drama alert calling them pedos. So
he just kind of shoots himself in the foot a lot.
Bottom line is, I think Keemstar, he's got an angry mob of his own fans which are attacking everyone. But apart from that, I think everyone just sees him for what he is. Which, I mean, I saw Keemstar for what he was. Like, I've seen that for years. It's not news to me what Ethan put up at all. I already know he was a scumbag. But obviously, I don't know. I'm kind of happy that he's been that Ethan called him out on this, because Keemstar's been avoiding all of this for far too long. I think what goes around comes around. So we'll see what happens with all of that.
Definitely.
I think, like, because that was going to be one of my questions, was about the sponsorship. Do you think Ethan intentionally went after the sponsorship, knowing that they would drop him? Because that's going to have a ripple effect now. Because obviously, as much as we think Keemstar, what we think of Keemstar, like, but he has a family still. He's got bills to pay. It's going to have that effect.
Well, just quickly, what happened? This is the truth of what happened around the whole G Fuel situation. Apparently, right? They didn't drop him. Keemstar spoke to them, and he volunteered to come away from G Fuel, but G Fuel haven't dropped him. They've only suspended him.
Right. Okay.
So he hasn't been dropped completely. So he over-exaggerated it in his video, and this is factual because someone actually got in contact with G Fuel.
Okay.
And like a representative, and they said that no, he's only been suspended for like 30 days.
So basically, that's even worse because he's actually trying to make H3 out to be a really bad guy and targeting his sponsors, when H3 hasn't actually done that, and he's kind of framing him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now obviously H3's lost his own sponsors. Like he's lost like his sponsor Teddy Fresh and a few other big names that he's always had.
Old Spice.
Yeah, Old Spice. That's just.
What do you mean he's lost Teddy Fresh?
That's a clothing brand, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a clothing brand that Healer started. His wife.
Oh, apparently he's lost something to do with it. He put it on Twitter that he lost it.
Maybe he's being sarcastic. I really doubt his wife would
Or
stop
maybe it's
sponsoring the show.
maybe it's a maybe he had a deal with someone to produce all of that.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not too sure. This is only what I've seen on Twitter, so maybe. But H3 has been impacted directly by this. Let's not start attacking sponsors. It's hard enough to get paid on YouTube as it is. I don't think we should be going after sponsors. So I think it's just a bit of a war zone on YouTube right now. It's just nuts.
Yeah.
That's why if you want to earn income on the internet, you need to have 5 million different gateways of getting money.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Saying about YouTube drama, just going off the list a little bit. Have you seen what Deji's been up to with the subscriber box?
Oh man, I just can't. He's not. Is he worth talking about?
No, he's not.
The thing, he had 9.9 million subs, and then so obviously he's paid this company to get him over the 10 million mark. But then because he made the video about the COVID, sending fibs and saying that he's got it, obviously the real subscribers have now unsubbed, and because of that, he blames the company and never get that do the bots for not getting him over the 10 million. So he refused to pay him, and then they've come out and said about obviously all the scandal. But that comes under obviously YouTube guidelines, so Deji could potentially lose his channel over that. Whether he will, I don't know. But
I think KSI would be happy about that.
Oh mate, yeah. I mean, KSI or JJ, he's doing really well still. He's like
He's got a new album out. Have you heard the new album? It's not that bad to be fair.
I've not heard it, but I know it's
It's
coming
not my type of music, but it's not bad.
But yeah, no, he's still about Sidemen. The Sidemen are exploding.
the Sidemen are huge, yeah.
In fact, we should probably cash in on something like that and maybe do our own. Once we've got our webcams, we could do our own videos similar to that on this channel if people are interested. For little fun videos in between the podcast, which just quickly, we will be having podcasts next episode. Oh, we will be having podcasts. Can I talk? We will be having webcams in the next episode, so you'll be able to see our faces. Yeah, just a little shameless plug for the future. Right, let's move on.
I've got to say though, you guys have got to get ready, because some of us, I'm just saying, don't eat food beforehand. I'm not pointing fingers, but
what?
Just, mirrors might crack, And all I'm trying to say is Bradley is hideous. Like, just when you plug into the podcast next time, just be careful.
Get wrecked.
Look, you know what they say about ugly ducklings, right? They flourish when the older they get. So.
Well, hey, we're looking
you've
for a
not got
silver
much
fox
time
here.
left to grow up into a swan.
I've got at least a few years. Well, thanks for that, Charlie. Thanks for
really bringing him up. Just boosting him up there.
I
really know how to
That's
bring up
all right.
people's
You can
spirits.
go after my sponsor. I've made you feel that.
What's your sponsor? The NHS.
Yeah. Good luck with that one, Bradley.
Yeah, I ain't fighting any more with the government than I need to. All right, swiftly moving on because we've been talking about this drama for a while. Let's just have a chinwag. Let's talk about some games. We all like games, so I know Charlie will probably have something, especially he's going to lose his crap in a minute. But
mate, don't ask me about it. Don't tell me that you're going to ask me about it.
The Unreal Engine 5 tech demo.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me about Batman.
No.
I was really getting prepared to be like, oh my god, let me talk about it. But no, the Unreal Engine 5 is amazing. It's so sick.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's not even a real game, is it?
No, it's a game. It's just like a demo.
No,
But it's
yeah,
not
I
like a
mean,
game
yeah,
you're going to
then it's
release.
not. Yeah, yeah. See, that kind of
tech
game. I'd
demo.
play that game.
Yeah, I know you would, because it's like Uncharted.
Yeah,
Oh, Harrow.
it looked wicked. I was straight away. I was like, "What game is this?" And I didn't realise it was a demo.
Tech
It's probably a sign
demo.
that it should make it.
We don't know. It
I
might
have to say
be.
though, yeah, it might do.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that video broke my internet. Trying to play that in 4K. Ever since then, my internet's been like, fuck it.
Yeah, no, that
Yeah.
it looks incredible. Like, I don't know the amount, the technology that goes into that is.
For how much you pay for it as well, it makes no sense. Like, considering that what they're saying, how much you're going to have to pay for the console, I don't know how they're making it that cheap, considering the specs it's got.
Let me put an image up. I've just really amateurly put up because I didn't have the images set up. I've just switched it to really. I've just switched a black screen into the image really amateurly, so I apologise.
What is the PS5 starting price?
We don't know.
Oh, they haven't said
They've
it.
speculated about like 400, 500, but they've
What
not
the-
actually said.
The PS4 come out. That was quite expensive, wasn't it? That was like 600-700 quid.
Yeah.
Mm,
No,
Yeah.
no,
not
no,
as
no,
much
no.
as 700.
But the PS4 you mean, Harry?
Yeah.
PS4 was only £399.
I was
Oh,
going
was
to say,
it really? Oh,
yeah,
what,
the
was it
bundle I got
PS3 that was expensive then?
PS3 was like £1,000.
Yeah, I remember one of them being like ridiculous.
Yeah, PS3 cost I think it was $599 for the cheapest and $699. Well, not $699, $699.
Yeah.
I mean, even the PS4 Pro was only like 499 quid, wasn't it?
PS4 Pro was only 400 when it came out because it was a couple of years after, so they just didn't. It was just the same price as buying it, like really, original one on release. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, it looks so incredible. Like, if that is genuinely what every game looks like, I would buy that PS5 and a 4K TV the day it comes out.
Well, not every game's going to look like that. I mean, just coming from like a dev standpoint, obviously that's just a small section. I mean, to make a whole game of that quality, like a 50-hour RPG or something, that would be... I think that'd be crazy. I think they said they worked on that tech demo for at least a year. You know, it takes a while to make that. So I don't think every game's going to look like that, but it is going to be close to that. It's going to be... Next gen's going to be insane.
It's good to kind of note as well that obviously it's because it's a tech demo. It probably runs a lot better than a game would at that. Like the FPS would be a lot lower than that when you're actually playing a game.
Well, they've actually introduced dynamic resolution and dynamic frame rate into that engine, so it's constantly changing. So I think it was actually a 30 frame per second demo, which is a bit disappointing, but considering how much it was doing, I suppose it's impressive.
Oh,
but
that was not disappointing.
No, that was not disappointing. But the resolution will
definitely,
constantly adjust, and the frame rate will constantly adjust to. Well, I don't know, to just kind of make better use of the hardware, so you can get more out of the engine. So, like, for example, in scenes that aren't as lit up or something, they might drop the resolution a little bit because you don't need to have all that detail.
Yeah.
And that way improves a lot more.
So like, because I know a lot of people were saying, like, oh, if you're now a PC gamer, like you don't need to play PC anymore. And I'm like thinking, but you don't get the same frame rate as you would on a PC with like a really high graphics card and CPU.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna get like 200 frames with that good looking of a picture.
Yeah.
On to PS5, but for those that don't have all that money, it's gonna be like just revolutionize gaming in general. This generation's gonna be like the games are going to be like all of them will be looking great. So
yeah, and we're very close to getting the PS5 reveal now. I think that's happening next month in June, and then like a full reveal is coming in July. So I believe both next gen consoles are going up for pre-order next month. So get your wallets ready because they'll go fast. So if you want one, I recommend you pre-order one as soon as it comes available. Yeah, we're on the cusp. I mean, Sony have been pretty quiet, but I think they're playing it well. I think Xbox have been they've been flouting it a bit too much, and they've been falling flat because they haven't got the exclusives. Like the last big show they did, no one was really that interested because it just seems they're just talking about games that are coming from current gen to next gen, as opposed to just showing what the raw power of their Xbox can actually do. Like take Assassin's Creed Valhalla for example, which looks very nice. That game looks alright. It looks amazing, but we're gonna have this thing again. I don't know if you guys remember when the PS4 and Xbox One came out. For like the first couple of years, any big games that were coming out on next gen were also still coming out on previous gen. So the games are constantly being held back, and I think that's the case for a lot of the games right now because they're coming out on this gen, current gen. We're not really seeing the full capabilities apart from that tech demo of what next gen can actually do. I think Xbox. I hope they don't repeat the same mistakes. Like I'd like to see both consoles successful. So the only big title that they've got going for them right now is Halo Infinite, like the one that comes to mind. But
that's coming out on PC as well, anyway. So
that is, yeah. But then you've got Sony, who are obviously we've got Last of Us Part 2 next month. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, boy.
Oh mate, which will also convert very nicely to the PS5. It looked gorgeous on it as well. We've got apparently these are some game reveals that are coming soon. So these are just launch titles. Spider-Man 2. So the sequel to the PS4 game on PS5 will be a launch title.
Oh God, you're kidding? Are you serious?
I'm serious. I'm serious. Yeah.
I'm buying that PS5 now. I'm pre-ordering it. If Spider-Man 2's on it, then yeah, I'm getting it.
Right, let me just.
Luke, did you say you've not played Spider-Man 1?
Nah.
Mate, play it.
There's loads of games on the PlayStation I haven't played. I'm just too obsessed with multiplayer games to have the time for single player games.
It's literally the best superhero game ever made. Like, so good. And it's got the best, I would say it's got the best video game villain in it that I've ever seen.
Yeah. Well,
don't spoil it, mate. Anyway, moving
on.
Yep.
What was it? So, yeah, we've got the Silent Hills remake, which is more or less confirmed at this point. That's coming. We have, weirdly enough, right, you're gonna two games which you're like, really? They're announced for PS5? No way. We've got Fortnite confirmed for PS5 port. So Fortnite's going to be converted over to the new Unreal Engine 5, which may have some benefits. So, you know.
But it doesn't really make much of a difference. But...
Warzone's been confirmed as a separate title for PS5.
Okay.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That's confirmed. So these are the games that ain't really confirmed. But we've got Horizon Zero Dawn 2, which is looking likely. Rainbow Six Siege is coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X. A Lord of the Rings title called Lord of the Rings Gollum, which focuses, believe it or not, solely on Gollum.
What is this? That's an interesting choice.
That's pretty cool though, because it's probably going to show him as he finds it, and then
yeah. We've got Watch Dogs 3 or Watch Dogs Legion. I'm actually quite hyped for that game. That game looks really cool. So it's set in London, but the fact you can take control of every single NPC and play as them. So there's no protagonist. You play as everyone. It's a really interesting concept, and I'd like to see it pulled off. I think that's the right direction for Watch Dogs to go in. Like, make itself stand out a bit more from just every other open world game that's like GTA. Yeah, we also have Battlefield 6, which is confirmed to be coming out on PS5 in 2021. So EA have actually, and that, well, they're not. It kind of formally said like we're bringing this out. Dying Light 2 coming out on PS5. Dirt 5 racing game. Got a lot of games. There's this new game. This is a new anime-styled hack and slash title called Scarlet Nexus.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, which is made by Bandai Namco, and that looks. I like the art style. That looks pretty decent, to be fair. So that looks interesting. That's been confirmed, and obviously we've got big titles like Cyberpunk. Which I'm probably not going to buy that on current gen. I'm actually going to wait because they are so going to re-release that on next gen. I think you'd be stupid not to.
I'm just gonna buy it on PC. So
Fair enough. We've got Death Stranding, which could be coming to PS5. That game's okay. Last of Us
I remember
Part
you
2 is going
first
to get
got-
ported. What else? The new Bethesda title, Starfield, which is also coming to next gen. We have no idea what that game's about yet. We
yeah.
just know it's an open world sci-fi game. Elder Scrolls 6, eventually. I think that'll. I think the likelihood of GTA 6 coming out before that is likely. Obviously, GTA 6 is also on this list of things that are coming out on next gen. Final Fantasy VII Remake, the rest of that will be coming out on next gen. God of War 2.
ooh,
Oh no, yes. Did they say when that's likely to get released?
No, but then I think that might be one of the games that gets revealed soon, because Sony have got a reveal event coming up. A new
God of
Gran
War
Turismo
2.
game. New Gran Turismo game's coming out. That's pretty much it. That's as far as we know. And obviously, every single PS4 game is backwards compatible, and some games will even be enhanced. But developers have got to release patches for that themselves to add like 4K. But basically, any game that is compatible with PS4 Pro will be enhanced in a similar way for 5. So I mean, it's strong. It's a strong lineup. I think. Now, if I typed
That's a really
in,
strong lineup.
if I typed in Xbox One, apologies for the typing. Not Xbox One, Xbox Series X lineup. It's more or less the same, but I don't see any exclusives apart from Halo Infinite.
yeah, but Halo Infinite
Forza.
is just banging anyway. Will be
Forza.
banging anyway.
You've got Forza, you got Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which is an Xbox and PC exclusive. That's a really good game.
But this is the thing, though. I think that where PlayStation has a bit more of sort of a niche is that, like, people like me, that I would never buy an Xbox console because I can play all the games on PC.
Yeah.
So there's no point me even buying that. So I would just get a PlayStation 5 just for the exclusives, basically.
Mhm.
Yeah. So like, yeah. I think that's it's kind of like a good thing and a bad thing. Like, it's a good thing because they're getting more people on board with them.
Yeah.
Like they're getting more PC gamers to kind of like, oh, these Microsoft guys that make the Xbox are pretty good. But at the same time, then they're not actually encouraging them to buy it because most of these people that play it on PC have a better PC than the Xbox would be.
Yeah.
And by the time these next gen comes out, the new generations of graphics cards come out, the 2020 series or something. I can't remember the NVIDIA ones, which then means that all the other ones that are really good will be cheaper.
Yeah.
By about 100, 150. So it means that people will be more likely to buy a better graphics card, like I will, basically. And when you've got like a 2000 series, that it's going to be better than the PS5 is. So, yeah.
Fair enough. Well, just before we wrap up this episode, because we've nearly been doing this for an hour now, which is very good. Just wanted to quickly go around to everyone and ask about what you've been playing recently, and I'm sure Charlie would like to tell us about a game he's been playing recently.
Am I starting then?
I can just feel the energy coming off you. Just talk about it.
Mate, Batman: The Enemy Within is such a good game. I looked back on YouTube at Batman Telltale series, which is season 1. Batman: The Enemy Within is the season 2. And I have to say, I had memories of it feeling mixed about the game because you play more as Bruce Wayne than you do as Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And in retrospect, I think it was a good idea, but they didn't really put it off that well for it to be super memorable.
Yeah.
Batman: The Enemy Within, the story in it is absolutely phenomenal. I hesitate to even call it a game, to be honest, because it's like a Telltale thing. I probably pressed buttons like 180 times throughout all 5 episodes. Like, they're really lazy about the QTEs, and most of it is just picking dialogue. Let's be frank, it's an interactive novel, but it is a really good interactive novel.
But
That is one of the best Batman stories I've ever been exposed to. And I would highly recommend it to any Batman fan. You don't need to play season 1. You can just go ahead and play season 2. Like, it's sick. And that's all I've got to say about that.
I think that adventure games do have a very good place, though, don't they? Like those sort of adventure games, because like say the Telltale Game of Thrones game and the what's the other one, Walking Dead ones, which I know Harry and Bradley have played quite a bit of as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
were
were
very
really,
good. Them.
they're really good.
Even the Game of Thrones one was really good. I thought.
I haven't played. I think I've got that. But I haven't played
That's
it.
pretty
but-
good, yeah. The Game of Thrones one was pretty cool. It's just a shame Game of
I-
Thrones is pretty tainted for me now.
I've got to
think it
say,
always will be.
season 2 is up there with the best of The Walking Dead. Batman, The Enemy Within, is really good.
Mm.
I can only say that so many times, and you guys will decide whether you're going to play it or not. But it's worth the time. I think it only takes like 5 or 8 hours to get through all 5 episodes anyway.
Yeah.
It's
Fair play. Oh,
yeah. Otherwise, I've been playing Spyro, The Outer World, City Skyline, just mishmash, and obviously been playing a lot of Witcher. But I think I talked about that in the last podcast anyway.
yeah.
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 I think we've all spoke about Witcher far too much.
Yeah. Alright, well, sorry, Charlie. I'm going to have to move on from you now. Thank you for sharing the Batman experience with us. Shrub and Ups. What have you been playing?
A mixture of online games mainly. So Minecraft, Dota, that kind of stuff, and Valorant, which, for those of you that are CS:GO fans, is a really good adaptation of CS:GO, which I've been thoroughly enjoying. But I'm an absolute noob. I won't go into that too
That
much
is
because
something
it's
I can believe.
Shrub and Nubs kind of really just kind of puts it there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
My name kind of says everything. But anyway, I'll probably move on from that one just because I think I would end up going on a massive tangent and there's far too much to explain. But it's just a really cool game. I really enjoyed it. But I've been replaying. It's got the Xbox Game Pass. I know a few of us have got that recently, and I've just been playing through Halo again and reliving my childhood. And oh my god, those games are so good, and the remaster just makes it so much better. Just finished one yesterday or the day before, and now I'm on Halo 2 right at the end. Actually, I think I completed that today as well. But it's just crazy how those games are so old, yet they have so much more aspects and depth, and sort of the play style of it feels so much nicer than a lot of the new games that come out today.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, really. But yeah, that's basically it. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow when Minecraft Dungeon comes out, so that we can play that and get some footage of that and stuff and put that online. But yes, that's it for me.
Awesome. Harry?
Massive. Well, been most of my time was going into Minecraft realms. Obviously, as you guys know.
Yeah.
I've recently jumped back into F1 because I'm getting ready for F1 2020. I'm looking forward to that game. That's out in July, I believe.
Alright, isn't 2020 already out? Was it? I thought they did it like FIFA, so like.
No, Formula One's like a year behind.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, the 2020 will be coming out in July, and then as of tomorrow, I'll be jumping on Minecraft Dungeons to see what that's like.
Very nice.
I'm looking forward to that. That looks quite good.
What I'm starting to regret though, because obviously I've downloaded that as well. You've got the Xbox Pass now as well, Harry, haven't you?
Yeah, I'll be getting it tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Well, okay. I don't think I got. There's two versions. There's the normal version. There's the ultimate one, which comes with everything. Xbox Live as well. I don't think I got the one with Xbox Live, so I might not have Xbox Live. So I don't think I can play on.
It shouldn't make any difference because I've been playing Halo online, and if that was the case, I couldn't play Halo.
Yeah, but did you sign up for the ultimate?
No.
Pass? Oh, you didn't.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, I think
I'm fairly certain mine. I've only paid like £1 a month this month, and it's £4 after that, and I got to play that online.
Right.
I'll happily upgrade if it's just to be able to play that for like 1 month.
Yeah, no.
But I'm fairly certain that you can just play online games on PC, with just the normal Game Pass.
Yeah,
because
I know that I'll pay 4 months worth. I don't mind.
I know that Dale has been playing Forza with all his mates, and they've all got the Game Pass, and they only paid like the £1 or £4 a month.
Yeah.
Because they can't really charge you to play online when you're playing on PC. If they did, then I don't think any of us would buy it.
No.
I'm totally honest with you.
We'll also find out tomorrow when we try and join for each other. But
I think if that was the case, then it would, when you download it, it would tell you.
Oh yeah.
Because there's some games when you go to download them that it says you can't download them because it's Xbox only or something. So.
Harry, if you get Forza Horizon 4,
Yeah.
saying we could play that.
Yeah, I'll be down.
Do it.
If you guys are getting it, might as well then.
Anything else, Harry?
No, that's pretty much it. Been pretty much the same. It's been all Minecraft, really.
Oh yeah.
All been in that
I went-
quite a lot.
I went on FIFA for a little while and then just realised how crap it is again, so I come off of that.
you like a crackhead.
Yeah, I always go back hoping that like something would be new, but it's just the whole same old crap. That's another like story for another day. FIFA's just ruined at this point.
We'll do a FIFA special with Harrow, and we can go all into that.
I'll end up in tears.
Oh my god. Myself, I'm gonna cheat and obviously say more than one game, but recently been playing a lot of Minecraft. I don't know if that surprises any of you. Been playing a lot of Minecraft. Been trying to play a bit of Animal Crossing when I can. I've fallen off that a bit recently. Up until like last week, I'd actually played that game every day, and since it released. But ever since playing Minecraft, that's just fallen out the window. Literally. So yeah, I got the Game Pass as well. I've been since last night. I started playing Forza Horizon. Is it Forza Horizons 4? Yeah, I believe sorry, that's the name of it. I'm not usually a racing game fan, but I've been finding that game quite fun, to be honest. And obviously tomorrow Minecraft Dungeons. It's the same answer as the other two. I'm sorry, I've got nothing unique to add. Really.
Same old.
Yes. So now that's done. Any closing remarks from anyone?
See you later.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, nothing.
Bye. Have a nice time.
I'm not a doctor.
Damn.
Anyone seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine where at the end it always says, "I'm not a doctor."
Not a doctor.
I can say
There's a great outtake where Andy Samberg and it's just having a staring contest with what's the big guy, the muscles,
Terry Crews or whatever his
Terry
name
Crews.
is.
They're just having a staring contest. And he picks up Andy Samberg and starts cradling him in his arms. And Andy Samberg just looks straight at the camera and goes, "Not a doctor." And Terry Crews drops in for laughing. Yeah, it's a good show.
Well, fair enough. Fair play, fair play. Well, gentlemen, that has been episode 3. Thank
What's
you
the
all.
Phantom Menace?
No. Oh my god. Well, to be fair though, if this podcast was a trilogy, I think it fits in pretty well with Star Wars because it started off really crap, and then it got a little bit better, but it was still pretty crap. And this one's just been a masterpiece. I've really enjoyed this podcast. So
if that's true, then by that logic, the next 3 are going to be absolutely incredible.
yeah.
Then we're going to then 7's going to be okay, and then 8 we're going to really fall down, and 9 we're going to try and recover from that, and it's still going to be crap.
Oh yeah, you're gonna try and recover, but you still end up
Have you
falling
not-
down a block of stairs.
Have you not seen about the person who plays Rey, where she's like really annoyed and the fact that people are giving her grief about how bad Star Wars is, and like there's loads of people being like, "How did you not realize that you're working on Star Wars? Like you're gonna get people like really mad at you for apparently quote unquote ruining Star Wars."
Oh yeah. Oh well.
I think John Boyega handled it really well. As soon as he got released from his contract at Disney, he just started putting jokey tweets out.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he's gotten himself in trouble before. I think I read for a couple of things he said. But yeah, there you go. So thank you for listening to this podcast. An hour and 10 minutes, very nice. It's a bit shorter than usual. Next time we will we'll be having hopefully with our webcams on. So those who have webcams can use that. And we'll try and do maybe a few vids here and there, other vids on this channel. We'll try and plan something like that, so it's not just podcasts. That is if you like us and whatever. But yeah, we've got big plans for the podcast. We're going to try and get them out more often. Right now the plan is to get them out every couple of weeks. My time will be freed up soon as well, so it'll be a lot easier for me to record them and edit them and get them out much quicker. So I might even go to a weekly thing if we could for a little while. So we'll see what happens. But thank you all for listening to the Perfect Sunday podcast, and we will chat to you all later on. Say goodbye, everybody.
See you later.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. I did it first.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.